Prasidh coming in and breaking that partnership too. And in the end, managed only 251 England.
Only one partnership of significance, 135 for the first wicket. Then 41, Billings and Moeen, that came a little too late. Just the 13 extras. And they were bowled out in the 43rd over for 251.
Apart from Bhuvneshwar, most of the bowlers were pretty expensive in their first spell, but what a comeback from Bhuvneshwar. Picked up a couple of wickets in his second spell. Prasidh Krishna picked up 4 wickets, most by an Indian on debut in ODIs. Shikhar Dhawan again picking up 3. He's,
Hello and a very warm welcome to DD Sports. You're watching 4th Umpire. I'm Frank Pereira. What a comeback by the Indian bowlers after being taken to the cleaners by the opening batsmen of the English team. The Indian bowlers came back led by the debutant Prasidh Krishna, picking up 4 wickets in the 8 overs that he bowled. The best bowling figures on debut for an Indian bowler. Let's talk about all that and much more on 4th Umpire. But first, we'll take a look at the English batting scorecard on our screens right now. Of course, the opening partnership lasting more than 130 runs. Roy and Bairstow batting extremely well there. Bairstow was unlucky to miss out on his centuries, getting out for 94. Jason Royce missing out on a half century, scoring over 40 runs. The others, of course, struggled at the centre. Owen Morgan scoring 22 runs, playing with that injured hand where he had 3 stitches. Moeen Ali, of course, tried to build a partnership later on in the innings and tried to get some kind of a semblance as far as their batting card was concerned, but he too was picked up for 30 runs, picked up by Bhuvneshwar Kumar. This is the entire batting card of England, where they scored 251 runs, chasing a target of 318. The Indian bowling figures now on your screens, where Bhuvneshwar Kumar picked up the new ball and opened the bowling for Team India, where he picked up 2 wickets in his 9 overs, giving away just 30 runs. So he was very economical really as far as bowling was concerned. Prasidh Krishna was hit around the park by the opening batsman of the English team, but then did very well to come back and pick up 4 wickets. Best bowling figures there for an Indian bowler on debut. Shikhar Dhawan also picking up those 3 wickets. This is the match summary. India scoring 317 runs. They were asked to bat after England won the toss. Shikhar Dhawan missing out on a century, scoring 98, getting out to a full shot. And KL Rahul and Krunal Pandya there chipping in with half centuries. Virat Kohli too scored a half century today. England, of course, played well as well, but unfortunately could not get over the line because the Indian bowlers performed extremely well. What a comeback by them. To talk about all of this and much more, I have with me in the studio Ajay Ratra, former Indian cricketer, and Manish also with me right now. Manish Jolly, former cricketer and cricket expert as well. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for joining me on the program.
Pleasure,
Ajay,
Frank.
did you... At one point in time, it looked a little dicey, didn't it, when the English batsmen were batting so very well, especially the openers. They got off to a fantastic start. Right from the beginning, they went after the Indian bowlers, but a great comeback by Team India.
Yes, of course. और जिस तरह से स्टार्ट किया था बेयरस्टो ने और जैसन रॉय ने अराउंड 135 रन का ओपनिंग स्टैंड, और उसके बाद देखें तो अगर आस्किंग और एट ए गुड पेस एज वेल, सो आस्किंग रेट जो स्टार्टिंग में मोर देन 6 था वो 5 पे आ गया. तो डेफिनेटली उस टाइम लग रहा था कि दे वर क्रूजिंग, बट थैंक्स टू इंडियन बॉलर्स कि जिस तरह से प्रसिद्ध कृष्णा ने ब्रेक थ्रू दिया, जैसन रॉय को आउट किया, उसके बाद बेन स्टोक्स को आउट किया, एंड देन फॉलोड बाय शार्दुल ठाकुर जो गोल्डन आर्म है, बैक टू बैक विकेट्स देते हैं जनरली. T20 में भी उन्होंने एक ओवर में 2 विकेट दिए और यहाँ 2 ओवर में 3 विकेट लिए. तो उस टाइम 5 होने के बाद तो इंग्लैंड के लिए बहुत टफ हो गया था.
Manish, what a debut for Prasidh. I mean, we discussed this earlier in the day as well. It seems like a tournament or a series for debutants. Prasidh Krishna doing fantastically well with the ball.
Absolutely, and he was so impressive because he was hitting the deck, and all his training in India and in Australia has come in very handy. Now 6'2" tall, and then a lot of coaches say that a bowler who's got a height should utilize his shoulder power, his back, and then Prasidh was absolutely on the dot. You just asked a question to Ajay, what did you feel when England went to a flyer, 135 for 1 then. I particularly thought that, India will make a comeback, because if you see the maximum deliveries that were bowled by our bowlers, whether be it spinner or fast bowlers, were not at the spot. They were not bowling. They were punished for bad balls. They were not punished for good balls. And I knew that, once the SG test ball, it gets older, after we reach to some 13 or 14 overs in a game, you see the SG ball, traveling faster, you get that nip and that movement also. So I thought the moment the Indian players, they start hitting the right spots on the pitch, they will definitely make a difference. And who else but the debutant Prasidh came in, and the way he bowled the second spell, when he came in and got rid of Jason Roy, and he started getting that nip. What happens, Frank, is that one bowler, when he starts getting that nip, that height and that kick off the wicket, the others, also get that encouragement that, the wicket is now supporting the bowlers. Let's give 100%.
Josh, that's the word, isn't it, Ajay? Let's continue this conversation that we're having about Prasidh. I mean, he was taken to the cleaners by Bairstow, and the openers really went after him. But it shows a level of maturity, isn't it? This young boy playing his debut match, coming back and bowling that incredible second spell after being hit all over the park.
Yeah, I think credit should be given to him. First spell, मुझे लगता है कि he's very fast bowler, 140 plus if you're bowling, or the areas he was putting, especially the length. So he थोड़ा सा ball जो उन्होंने आगे डाला driving length पे, और Bairstow ने I think उसका पूरा फायदा उठाया, और जिस तरह की फॉर्म में आज लग रहे थे. But I think उस स्पेल के बाद, 3 ओवर के स्पेल के बाद उनको ब्रेक मिला. डेफिनेटली आउटफील्ड में जाके ज़रूर सोचा होगा, और जो थोड़ा सा तेज़ जो कहते हैं एक बैक ऑफ लेंथ, आई थिंक जिस तरह से जेसन रॉय को आउट किया, मुझे लगता कि बहुत अच्छा बॉल था वो, और उनको पेस में बीट किया. मतलब किसी इंग्लिश बैट्समैन को पेस में बीट करना इज़ नॉट दैट ईजी. और उसके बाद एक और बेंस्टॉक को भी बड़ा अच्छा गेंद किया. तो आई थिंक ऑल एंड ऑल इफ यू टॉक अबाउट हिम, सेकंड स्पेल में जब रीअसेस करके आए तो काफ़ी अच्छी गेंदबाजी की.
We just saw the graphic of Shardul Thakur as well. He too picked up 3 wickets today, did extremely well. If Prasidh was hitting the deck and bowling fast, Shardul Thakur was mixing it up, and that was nice to see, isn't it? 2 different kind of bowlers bowling in tandem.
Yeah, and I feel that, Shardul Thakur is gaining confidence as he plays international cricket. And, his spell, if you see, he looks as if he was a bit expensive, but I find that in a one-day career, in a game where you land up giving 6 runs or more than 6 runs and over, and you land up picking up wickets, that's exactly what the captain would want. You may become expensive, but then, keep picking up wickets. And he's got that knack of breaking partnerships, big wickets. And to be very honest enough, he is splendid with the slow ones, and he's got varieties. The way we see Ravichandran and Ashwin coming and bowling off spinners, and he's got knuckle ball, he's got a carom ball. It seems Shardul Thakur has so many varieties of slow ones. But I'll tell you what, full marks to the Indian fast bowlers. In all, what did they do? If you see the 3 fast bowlers, Bhuvneshwar, Prasidh, and of course Shardul Thakur, तीनों ने मिलके लगभग 23 ओवर डाले, 121
I'm going to cut you short now. Let's go across to the stadium where the match presentation is going on. Over to Murli Karthik.
66-run victory for India, but it didn't seem as easy as you all know. It's the post-match presentation, and welcome to everyone. BCCI would like to thank all the sponsors of the Paytm India v England ODI series. Title sponsors Paytm, team sponsors Byju's, kit sponsors MPL Sports, official partners Dream 11, ACC Cement and Hyundai. BCCI would also like to thank the MCA and all the other government organizations and all those who were involved in the smooth conduct of this match. Got Owen Morgan next to me. Owen, just a bit disappointing after that promising start, 135 for no loss, and just to cave in the way it happened?
Yeah, I suppose so. I think we've done a lot of things right today. I thought the bowlers were outstanding. I thought the wicket was brilliant as well. It really did bowl for an entertaining game. I thought there was a bit more on offer for the seamers, but again, if you got yourself in, there was plenty of reward for the batsmen. Our 2 openers were outstanding. They have been for a long time. The way in which they play have been absolutely brilliant. And we failed to continue building on that. I think when we have bad days with the bat, obviously it can potentially look worse than it is, but we play in an aggressive brand of cricket. We just need to get better and upskill a little bit more and execute better than we did today. But India played really well again, fought their way back into the game and thoroughly deserved to win.
You bat till number 9. Tom Curran comes in at number 9, and he's a very, very good batsman. So in a way, is it a bit of complacency factor creeping in, because you know everybody can bat, so you want to bat in that way? Does it backfire sometimes?
No, I don't think so. I think, well, when you look at our top 7 in particular, all have scored, under 60 ball hundreds in international cricket. It's something that we pride ourselves on, being able to take the attack to the opposition, and that's the way that we want to play. White ball cricket, as a general rule, is always on the upward slant. Scores, total scores, individual scores, strike rates are always increasing. And with one eye on the World Cup, we want to continue to try and push the envelope in that regard, to try and take our game forward and always look to learn. Sometimes, again, that doesn't work because we don't get it right. But for us, losing like that is way better than losing by 10 or 20 runs, playing in a completely different manner that doesn't suit us. This is the way we play, and this is the way we'll continue to play.
That's interesting when you say that, because after your World Cup victory, you wouldn't say that the results have exactly gone your way. And also looking to a World Cup, which is in 2 years' time, do you feel this is the way you're going to go, irrespective of what happens?
Yeah, I think the game has always moved forward. I think sport in general has always moved, technology has moved the game forward, fitness levels have moved the game forward. In our case, sometimes bats have moved the game forward. So we need to push as hard as we can in order to try and continually improve. It's great to have a lot of the senior guys here playing in this series. Given the opportunity, we don't normally have them here. So it's important for us to dictate the way that we play and reinforce over the last 5 years that the method that's worked for us.
You mentioned that the wicket was very good, and also there's a little bit of dew right now. So were you happy with what India posted, 317?
Yeah, we were. I thought the bowlers did an outstanding job. The traditional test length and line really did prove effective on this wicket throughout the whole game regardless. So yeah, we were happy chasing 318.
Did it change under lights?
Well, we probably didn't play well enough to take advantage of any change, to be honest. There is a little bit of dew here, but we weren't in a position to play well enough to take advantage of that, which is disappointing because obviously you win the toss, and here in India it is a little bit of an advantage.
Would you change anything going forwards?
Just the execution. I think the method in which we're trying to play is definitely the right one. Like I mentioned, trying to progress things and move things forward. I thought the bowling was outstanding. India set things up right for the end and scored, in and around par, maybe sub-par score. But our batting from the middle order down needs to improve.
Thanks for your time, Owen Morgan.
Thanks, Captain. Cheers. Thank you very much.
That was the England captain, Owen Morgan. It's now time for the ACC Kamal Ka moment. The winner gets a trophy and a cheque of ₹1 lakh. And this award goes to the debutant, Krunal Pandya. Got to his 50 in pretty quick time. Fastest 50 ever by a debutant of 26 deliveries. 58 of 31, 7 boundaries, 2 sixes. Added a lot of impetus to the Indian batting. Really well played. That was his 50 moment. Very emotional right through the day, from the time he got his cap. And what a moment, also capping it off with a wicket while he bowled. Yep, up next is the Dream 11 Game Changer of the Match Award. The winner gets a trophy and a cheque of ₹1 lakh. And this award also goes to the other debutant today, Prasidh Krishna. Took a bit of tap in the 3rd over, but then broke the partnership between the openers and then getting the wicket of Sam Billings and Moeen Ali as well. That was the first wicket of Jason Roy. And just the way he came back was exceptional. Getting Ben Stokes, and just the strength of character after going for 22 runs in that 3rd over. I also have the captain Virat Kohli next to me. Very happy, man, with what happened, 135 for no loss, and then to come back the way you did.
This is one of our sweetest victories in the recent past. We haven't won many good games in one-day cricket recently, but I think this one is right up there with any other, purely because of what you just mentioned, 135 for 1, and then getting 9 wickets in the next 16 runs is something outstanding. And a comeback from all our bowlers, starting from Prasidh, actually, going for a few runs early on. Everyone did. But then to come back into the game like the way they did was an amazing effort. Krunal as well, 35 plus in the first 3, and then to come back and bowl 10 overs under 60 and get 1 wicket was amazing. Shardul was amazing. Bhuvi was amazing. So, yeah, look, I'm a really, really proud man right now. The team showed great character and intensity out there.
You can imagine, look, you have got the likes of Bumrah to come, Mohammad Shami to come, Ravindra Jadeja not there, Akshar Patel is not there. So it seems as if the riches are in plenty, and as a captain, it's sometimes you're wondering, what do I tell the guy? I need to drop somebody or I need to pick somebody. What do I tell them?
Well, look, as I've mentioned in the past as well, we promote players who have intent to go out there and keep backing their skills and do the job for the team. Special mention to Shikhar's inning today as well. He hasn't gotten game time recently, didn't get many in the first T20, and then batted beautifully today. KL as well, back amongst the runs. So again, as I mentioned, we want to back people who we know that are going to go out there and do a selfless job and do what the team requires them to do. So yeah, from that point of view, it's a healthy competition, I would say, between everyone. For every slot, we have 2-3 players available and ready to take the field anytime. And great signs for Indian cricket. And, the system which the management has created in the last few years, discussions with our senior players as well. We want to go on the right path. And right now, I feel that we are, and we have a big pool of players to choose from.
Since you mentioned the management and you also mentioned about Shikhar Dhawan, somebody as senior as him gets one game and doesn't get to play, the lines of communication have to be pretty open, isn't it? Because somebody might feel, oh, I'm not playing. So the clarity in thought process and what you relay to them is of a paramount importance, isn't it, Virat?
Totally. And again, a special mention to him. His body language was amazing when he wasn't playing. He was so helpful sitting on the bench, urging, really, really motivating our players on the field, and then, running with the extra stuff, with water and whatnot. So I think he's been outstanding. He's worked hard on his game, and today he deservedly got the result that he ended up achieving and made a very important contribution, for the team's cause, because it was a bit tricky to start on. You saw the openers had to really play themselves in and play proper cricket, so that partnership was crucial. Then we got a 100-run partnership, and then we lost a few wickets. So from that context, I think his innings becomes even more important because he batted in the most toughest phase and got a 95, which I think is much more valuable than what it's shown on the scoreboard.
Yeah, it was interesting listening to Owen Morgan when he said that possibly India was subpar. Would you agree with that on the surface?
Well, yes, it could be. I mean, look, the ploy was when we got to a 100 partnership, my game plan was clear. I was playing well. I got off to a start. I was seeing the ball well. So I told Shikhar, look, from 31 to 40, I'm going to take the bowlers on. It'll give us a chance to get to 340, 350 maybe with the power that we have at the back. But then I got out and then 2 more breakthroughs. So we were pushed back a little bit. But then Krunal and KL, that last 10-over period was outstanding. Got us right back into the game. So yeah, it's a fair assessment. We probably, if I stayed in till the 40th over with Shikhar, we probably would have ended up with 350 plus. And I felt like the wicket was getting better and better to bat on as the ball got older, and under lights as well. It was coming on nicely onto the bat. You saw that in the first half, and when they were, going after our bowlers, some amazing shots of good deliveries as well. So, yeah, I feel like they're going to be high-scoring games, and we'll look to capitalize and get those extra runs in the next one.
Thanks for your time, and really, really well played, Virat.
Thank you.
The Indian captain, Virat Kohli. Now it's time for the Paytm Man of the Match. The winner will digitally receive the prize money of ₹1 lakh through the Paytm UPI transfer and also gets a trophy. And the man of the match is Shikhar Dhawan. 98 of 106. Missed out on his 100. 11 boundaries, 2 sixes. And as Virat mentioned, batted during the toughest period. There could have been other contenders as well, but Gabbar is our man of the match. Shikhar, thanks for your time. Must be a very happy man. You've not had enough game time, as Virat mentioned, and to play the way you did today.
Yep, absolutely. I'm very happy with the performance, and more than that, our team won this match. So it was a great comeback from us, and really enjoyed it. And yep, absolutely. I was putting all my, putting all my efforts in my process. I was doing good gym sessions, running sessions, and net sessions whenever it was possible. And yeah, eventually
my smart work paid off.
You mentioned the smart work. What was it batting in those early periods? Because Sam Curran got the ball to move a bit. Mark Wood obviously was bowling with a bit of pace and got the ball to nibble around. What was your thought process along with Rohit Sharma?
Yeah, it was, we knew that ball was swinging and seaming as well. So we knew that we have to stay on the wicket and play close to the body and not to rush in. We knew that we can score runs later on, and that's what happened then.
Your trademark shots on the offside, a couple of cuts and full short arm jabs. How did it feel? I know you didn't showcase too much of your emotions, but you must have been really pained getting out
Not really.
on 98.
You feel bit sad. I'm not a person who gets too sad or too happy. I played good shot. I wasn't in a rush to score 100, and I was just playing in that rhythm, and unfortunately it went in the hand. So it's all right. There's always the next time. Yeah.
You're one of the senior members of this team. And sometimes when you're not playing, what is Shikhar Dhawan thinking? How does he go about what he has to do?
When I wasn't playing, I was like, how I can, give to the team. So I was being a good 12th man and running around and serving water. And then at the same time, in my head, I was quite positive that I knew that if I get an opportunity, for sure, I'll gonna go and score runs. And I'm glad that that's what happened.
Really well played today, Shikhar. And may you not miss the 100 the next time.
Thank you so much. Thank
Cheers.
you.
Thanks for your time. Cheers. That was our man of the match, Shikhar Dhawan. And that concludes the presentation.
Well, Shikhar Dhawan there, the man of the match, missing out on a century during this match, but nonetheless winning the man of the match, the top scorer of the match that was played today. All right, let's now go across to our All India Radio studio and take a look at what's happening there.
Play shots and also play it with full authority. But in between, yes, there was always a slump in everybody's career. But I think he's playing very solid cricket right now. Back-to-back centuries also, and then also this 98. There is always a next time, as he was saying, he can always score centuries. But again, he's competing with some of the very best talent, right now. Against Prithvi Shah, against KL Rahul also coming, later in the order, and also Shubman Gill. So he has to always be on his toes. He is no more younger. He is competing with very, very talented youngsters.
और जया ऑयन मॉर्गन ने एक चीज़ बहुत क्लियरली बोल दी कि हम लोग आज जिस तरह से इम्प्लीमेंट करने की कोशिश थी वो चीज़ें कर नहीं पाए. आप हमारा टॉप ऑर्डर देखिए, टॉप के जो 7 बैट्समैन हैं उन सब ने 100 स्कोर किया विद इन लाइक 60 और 70 डिलीवरीज, बट यहाँ पे एग्जीक्यूशन इतना अच्छे से उनका हो नहीं पा रहा है. सो हाउ इम्पॉर्टेंट इज इट एज ए प्लेयर कि आप उस चीज़ को एग्जीक्यूट नहीं कर पाए?
Actually, that is the difference between win and lose. That's how it is, and because plan सभी करते हैं, but उस planning को हर एक stage पे execute करना, हर एक situation में execute करना, वो जितना ज़्यादा आप close to percentage, जितना उसको execute well करोगे, ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा departments में करोगे, be it fielding, be it bowling, be it batting, so आप उतने ही close जाओगे आपके result के. सो आई थिंक यहाँ पे जो डिफरेंस है वो इंडिया एंड इंग्लैंड में यही आ रहा है कि जहाँ पे ज़रूरी है वो एग्जीक्यूशन, वहाँ पे इंग्लैंड कहीं शायद लैक कर रही है, बट अदरवाइज ऑफ द different stages of the game, they are unbelievable.
Yes, of course.
Well, that was the All India Radio studio there where they were talking about the cricket match itself. We'll take a look now at how our bowlers did. We were talking about Shardul Thakur and Prasidh Krishna. Now let's take a look at Bhuvneshwar Kumar's figures. 9 overs, 2 wickets. He gave away 30 runs and did extremely well with an economy rate of 3.33. Yes, Manish?
I think Bhuvneshwar Kumar is one bowler. He's known for his movements. And, we were mentioning in the commentary as well that, the great Kapil Dev said any bowler who's got that movement, in the air or off the wicket is always a dangerous bowler. Now, Bhuvneshwar has this knack of coming in and bowling the right spots, irrespective of what the start was. You saw that in T20 also, 4 overs, 15 runs and 2 wickets, and he did a splendid job here when they were bashing the bowlers away. But full marks to the triplet, the combo of Bhuvneshwar Kumar, Shardul Thakur, and of course our debutant today, Prasidh. In all they bowled somewhere around 23 overs, 121 runs they conceded, and they got 9 wickets. So people who say that, India does not produce fast bowlers, we don't have fast wickets, you got to be watching this game today. It all happened.
Well, the game has no doubt changed. There was a time when we could not compete with the likes of the Australians and the West Indian fast bowlers, but now the game has well and truly changed, and we've got a very good arsenal of fast bowlers right now. There are so many people waiting in the ranks as well, just waiting for that opportunity to either come back into the team or make their debut like Prasidh Krishna did today, isn't it, Rajay?
जी फ्रैंक एंड इफ़ यू सी अभी तो हमारे पास जो है बुमराह एंड शमी वाज मिसिंग बिकॉज ऑफ इंजरी एंड पर्सनल रीजंस, और उसके अलावा आप देखिए आपके पास सिराज वाज सिटिंग आउट एंड नटराजन वाज देयर, तो वो अच्छा एक पूल बन गया है। और थैंक्स टू इंडिया ए टूर्स ऑल्सो कि जिस तरह से प्रिपरेशन होता है इन गेंदबाजों का, और मुझे लगता है कहीं ना कहीं वो जो डोमेस्टिक क्रिकेट में पिचेस का भी थोड़ा फ़र्क हुआ है ऑफ लेटली लास्ट फ्यू ईयर्स, थोड़ा सा घास पिच पे ज़्यादा रखा गया है, तो फास्ट बॉलर्स को थोड़ा हेल्प मिलता है, विच मीन्स कि ज़्यादा फास्ट बॉलर प्रोड्यूस होने का चांस है कि उनके लिए हेल्पफुल है, तो टीम में 3-3 फास्ट बॉलर मिलते हैं। नहीं तो प्रीवियसली आपके पास अगर पिच उतना हेल्प नहीं करता था डोमेस्टिक क्रिकेट में फास्ट बॉलर को, और बहुत टर्निंग पिचेस मिलते थे, तो एक फास्ट बॉलर या 2 फास्ट बॉलर के साथ भी टीम्स जाती थी। तो कहीं ना कहीं वो भी श्रेय देना होगा कि बीसीसीआई की थॉट प्रोसेस कि फास्ट बॉलर डेवलप करने के लिए डोमेस्टिक क्रिकेट में पिचेस थोड़ा सा फास्ट बॉलर को हेल्प करने के लिए बनाई जाती है।
Bilkul. All right. We have some announcements to make before we get closing comments from our panelists and wind up the program. चलिए पहले आपको बता देते हैं DD फ्री डिश के बारे में।
दर्शन की फ्री DTH सर्विस DD फ्री
108 टीवी चैनल और 50 से भी ज़्यादा रेडियो चैनल बिना किसी मासिक शुल्क के उपलब्ध कराता है। Or this is Prasar Bharati's app, news on air, available on Android and iOS. It is a one-stop shop for news, entertainment, education and sports content. It has over 200 live radio stations and TV channels. And then of course there is Prasar Bharati Sports YouTube channel, your one-stop destination for live action news, views, analysis and unique archival sports properties which take you down memory lane. Well, time now to get closing comments from both my panelists. Final thoughts, Munish, before I let you go?
I think let's talk about the English cricket. They already are the world champions. They're living with that tag, and it's high time that they start performing and they start proving their critics wrong, that this is a team which is easy to beat. They lost games against Ireland. They had a tough series against Australia. But I think this is a different ballgame altogether. And they reckon that, they're not going to fiddle with their team combination much. I think it's a great lesson for them. India finally, getting the right combinations, and now they're looking like a strong team.
Absolutely. And Ajay, close the show for us with your concluding remarks.
आई थिंक जैसा क्रिकेट होना चाहिए और वैसे देखने को मिला, टॉप 2 टीम्स फॉर प्लेइंग, और मैच में अच्छा अप एंड डाउन थी। इफ यू टॉक अबाउट इंडिया, स्टार्ट स्लो किया, देन ग्रेजुअली पिकअप किया, फिर लोअर मिडल ऑर्डर कोलैप्स हुआ, देन लोअर मिडल ऑर्डर कृणाल पांड्या एंड केएल राहुल प्लेड रियली वेल। वहीं इंग्लैंड का उल्टा स्टार्ट कि दे स्टार्टेड रियली वेल, बहुत तेज़ खेले, मिडल ऑर्डर कहीं ना कहीं इनका स्ट्रगल करता हुआ लग रहा है। T20 में भी बहुत ज़्यादा परफॉर्मेंसेज नहीं थी, अगर एक आदम बेन स्टॉक की इनिंग छोड़ दें तो कहीं ना कहीं इंग्लैंड टीम जो नंबर 1 है, मिडल ऑर्डर को फायर करना होगा इस सीरीज़ में बने रहना है तो।
बिल्कुल, absolutely. Gentlemen, a pleasure. Thank you for joining me on 4th Umpire. That's it on this edition of 4th Umpire. I hope you all liked the game, enjoyed the game. Team India starting on a winning note after losing the first test match and the first T20 International. The one-day series has gone differently. We have won the first match. Let's see how the rest of the series goes. This is Frank Rausen Pereira signing off at DD Sports.